How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Sick Eric Tech. Today we're going to be comparing the TCL Stylus to the OnePlus Nord N20. We're going to be going on over the specs and let you guys determine which one you might want to pick up for your next affordable budget device, whether it'll be the Stylus or the Nord N20. These are both very affordable devices, coming in under $300 for both of them. So very affordable devices. These are T-Mobile exclusive, so keep that in mind. Metro PCS and T-Mobile carry these devices right now, and they will be locked to those carriers. So let's go ahead and jump down into it. Before we get started, subscribe and click that bell icon that we get notified on future videos just like this one. So two very nice devices. You could see there is a difference in size of both of these. Both of these are made out of plastic, and both of them actually look pretty nice, being budget phones into dimensions. So the TCL Stylus, obviously a bigger device, coming in at 6.68 inches tall, 3.01 wide, and 0.35 thin. So it is definitely a larger device. It weighs about 7.51 ounces. You get a plastic back, plastic frame, and a glass front. It does not specify if it's Gorilla Glass or anything like that. Going on over to the OnePlus Nord N20. We're just going to call it the OnePlus Nord. 6.3 inches tall, 2.88 wide, and 0.30 thin. So very smaller, more sizable device, and it weighs at about 6.10 ounces, so it's a little bit lighter. You do get micro SD expansion on both of these, and the cool thing about the TCL Stylus is named Stylus for one reason, and that is because it comes with a stylus built in. Very nice. You get a whole bunch of different options, and there's no Bluetooth functionality in here, so it's pretty much just a regular stylus that you would buy for your smartphone to use it to navigate on there. But the cool thing is that this one, you don't need a case or anything. It slides right into the device, so very nice to go in and out, and to keep it nicely tucked away. If you don't want to use it, you can just slide it into the device and not worry about losing that stylus. So that's the main feature of the TCL Stylus, is that stylus support and all the apps it brings to give you more functionality with that stylus to use your device and to enjoy it. Two displays. Now the display quality are different on both of these. They're both 1080p panels. They're both at 60 Hertz. The TCL Stylus is an IPS LCD panel at 6.81 inches. It comes in at a resolution at 1080 by 2460, and you have that whole NXT visual stuff on here that TCL likes to do. After all, they do make televisions, and they have a whole bunch of different enhancements on here as far as your screen calibration goes, and it is very nice. I really do like the display of the TCL Stylus. 395 pixels per inch as far as that goes. Over here on the OnePlus Nord, 6.43 inch AMOLED display, 1080 by 2400, 409 pixels per inch. And I definitely prefer AMOLED over LCD, but the panel on the TCL is actually a really good panel. I appreciate it a lot. The colors are going to be more saturated and deeper on the OnePlus, and just because I like AMOLED displays, and you do have that option to get that always on display on the OnePlus, even though it doesn't really provide any information other than the clock. As far as fingerprints go, you get two different types of fingerprints. On the TCL, you get the fingerprint implemented in the power button, and I think that it's a fast, nice solution for the power button if I could get it to unlock. As far as speediness goes, it's pretty quick. As you can see, for unlocking the device on the OnePlus Nord, you get your fingerprint sensor in the display as an optical fingerprint sensor, and it's equally as fast. So it's down to personal preference whether you prefer it in the power button or under the display. Both of these do have facial recognition, so that's another nice perk to add to security. Now, I do find that the fingerprint sensor on the TCL can be a little bit annoying, so if I'm going to slip this in my pocket, I accidentally touch the fingerprint sensor when I'm sliding it in my pocket, and it will unlock the phone or wake the phone up, so I can find that a little annoying. And if you're holding the phone and you touch right here, you feel a vibration, there's going to read that as missed scan. So then when you go to unlock your phone, you have to type in your password, and that's kind of annoying. While on the OnePlus, you do get that under display fingerprint sensor, which pops up when you need it to, and it works perfectly as far as that goes. Facial recognition on both of these, pretty darn fast on either one of them, so no issues whatsoever. Swipe up to unlock. Very nice on the facial recognition and the security front. The TCL Stylus is going to be running Android 12 with TCL UI 4.0. You get the MediaTek Dimensity 700, and it is a you get a Mali G57 MC2 GPU, and you get 4 GB of RAM, 128 GB of expandable storage on the TCL. Going on over to the OnePlus, definitely a downgrade. You get Android 11 with Oxygen OS 11, and you get the Snapdragon 695 processor with the Adreno 619 GPU. So I would say that the performance a little bit better on the OnePlus, since it has a more powerful processor. You get as far as RAM goes, 6 GB of RAM, 128 GB of expandable storage as well. And the performance on the OnePlus definitely a lot better than the TCL as far as performance goes, just because that processor is better and you get the more RAM. But they're both actually pretty good phones as far as performance goes. No issues, no stuttering or anything like that. They do the job for the most part if you're going to stick to light work, not too much extreme stuff like editing videos or playing games. These phones probably won't do that great, especially the TCL Stylus. But the OnePlus, you could probably get away with some little games on here, but nothing too serious as far as that goes. The OnePlus has UFS 2.2 storage. And over to the camera side. So as far as cameras go, the OnePlus Nord pretty much essentially only has one rear-facing camera. You get a 64 megapixel with an aperture of f1.8, a 2 megapixel macro with an aperture of f2.4, and a 2 megapixel depth sensor. Front-facing camera is going to be a 16 megapixel camera with an aperture of f2.4, 1080p 30 frames per second on each of these cameras. Front and back is what you can record. Going on over to the TCL, you get more options for cameras. You get a 50 megapixel main sensor, aperture of f1.8, 5 megapixel ultra wide, aperture of you get 115 degree field of view with that one. A 2 megapixel macro sensor with an aperture of f2.4 and a 2 megapixel depth sensor, aperture of f2.4. Front facing camera, 13 megapixel, aperture of f2.3. And again, over here you can only record up to 1080p 30 frames per second. But so as far as picture quality on both of these, they both take pretty good shots during the day and in good lighting. They're definitely going to fall apart at nighttime. You'll probably be seeing some pictures flash on your screen. The TCL definitely has a little bit more options as far as your wide angle and a little bit of digital zooming, while the OnePlus pretty much only have one focal length on the rear, no options for wide angle. And if you do want to zoom in, it's going to be a digital crop. Both of these cap out at 1080p, like I said earlier, 30 frames per second. HDR on both of these, so the cameras are going to be pretty good as far as compared to each other. Definitely good enough for some social media and your typical stuff. And as far as, you know, taking more professional shots, these cameras probably won't be that great, but they're both pretty good for the price. I was definitely impressed with the OnePlus's camera. And the TCL, of course, having that ultra wide has a little bit more options for your camera stuff and your macro and everything. Both of these do have macro mode. So as far as cameras go, they're both pretty decent for the money. You're not going to get some amazing shots on here, but they will be good enough for your typical social media and taking quick shots and things like that. So going on over to the speakers, you only get one bottom firing speaker on the OnePlus, while on the TCL you do get stereo speakers. But honestly, I prefer the OnePlus's downward firing speaker just because it sounds a little bit better and louder. While the TCL does have stereo speakers, it does not sound that loud. It doesn't get very loud. It sounds a little bit muffled and not very detailed. So I'm gonna go ahead and play some songs for you. That way you guys could hear the differences between the two. So there you go, guys. Audio quality on both of these are actually not too bad for the price. Like I said, the OnePlus definitely sounds a little bit more cleaner, but it does only have that one bottom firing speaker. You do have headphone jacks on both of these. Look at that. Very, very nice. The headphone quality on the TCL is not that loud. Plugging into your especially your auxiliary port in your car, it's not going to be that loud. The OnePlus has a little bit more tweaks as far as tweaking your audio, and it actually sounds pretty good on the OnePlus. So keep that in mind, that they do have headphone jacks, but the audio quality would be fine for normal headphones, but plugging into your car might be a little low. So going on over to Bluetooth, you get Bluetooth 5.1 on the OnePlus Nord, Bluetooth 5.2 on the TCL Stylus. As far as USB Type-C 2.0 on the Stylus, again 2.0 on the OnePlus. Fingerprint sensors, like I mentioned earlier, two different types. You get a side-mounted fingerprint sensor on the TCL, you get an optical on the OnePlus, so to each his own as far as which one you prefer. As far as the fingerprint sensors go, like I said, they both have their advantages. As far as batteries go, you get a 4500 milliamp hour battery on the OnePlus with 33 watt fast charging, and it is a warp charge on the OnePlus, so that is very nice. While over here on the TCL, you get a 4000 milliamp hour battery with 18 watt charging. You do get chargers in the box along with the cable, so that is fantastic that you still get everything that you need for these devices. And as far as battery life goes, they have been plugged in and they have been unplugged and charged at the same time, and they've been running for a couple of days now, just sort of sitting here. And as you can see, the TCL is at 57%, the OnePlus is at 63%. Now, it doesn't really mean anything since they've been sitting here and not really been using them, but I would say that the OnePlus has definitely a better battery life than the TCL does, but not by a lot. These phones actually do better than some of my flagship phones like the OnePlus 10 Pro, the Galaxy S22 Ultra. These phones do a lot better than those as far as battery goes, and these are easily a day and a half to 2 day phones, so they're going to last you long enough to get the job done. They're very power efficient, so no high refresh rates here, no large displays or anything crazy like that. Processors are very, very efficient processors, and you're going to get pretty good battery life on both of these. So fantastic devices, very affordable, coming in at well under $300 for both of these. They're both very nice builds, and they don't feel cheap at all. Even though they are made out of plastic, they feel nice and premium. I would say that the TCL has a little bit of advantage as far as functionality goes with that stylus that it comes with. Definitely the main selling point of this device. As far as performance goes, the OnePlus is going to be a little bit better in the performance area as far as scrolling around and doing your processing and stuff, and battery life is going to be a little bit stronger Displays, it's pretty much a toss-up. They're both pretty nice panels. The TCL definitely has a little bit more different settings to tweak your display quality, while over here on the OnePlus, you don't get very many options to tweak your display calibration. You just pretty much get vivid and gentle, and on the TCL you get the NXT vision stuff. And displays are always going to be good on the TCL just because, you know, they make TVs and they make fantastic TVs, and the displays are pretty good as well. So very nice devices for the money, very affordable. If you guys want to check these out, check them out. Local T-Mobile store, etc. You can probably find these online. And hopefully you enjoyed this spec comparison between the TCL Stylus and the OnePlus Nord N20. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, like, and share, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.